Welcome back to Milwaukee. It is now the final day of the Republican National Convention. Former President Donald Trump will officially accept his party's nomination tonight. And he says he rewrote his speech after the assassination attempt against him. In remarks on Tuesday night, his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump, discussed having to turn her kids away from the TV on Saturday so they did not see the footage of that assassination attempt. She's also the Republican National Committee co-chair, and she joins me right now on CBS Mornings. Lara, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It was great having your husband, Eric, here yesterday, so I appreciate you stopping by the studio as well.
You.
Let's talk about your father-in-law first. We've seen the bandage on the ear the last few nights. Will he still have it on tonight? And we've also heard that it's a painful injury. Is he on any sort of medication to combat that?
No, I don't think he's on any medication for it. And yeah, I believe the bandage will still be there. I think until it's probably fully healed, you will see that. But I think tonight, look, the whole country is waiting, and I think the whole world is waiting to hear from Donald Trump. He did, as you said, rewrite his speech. I don't think you can go through what he went through on Saturday, really a near-death experience, and not come out on the other side impacted. And he, I think, truly was impacted, and I think you will hear that in his speech tonight.
So the relationship between a politician and his voters is two-way. There's what the politician has and what the principles are, and then there's where the voters are, what they want to hear. I've been talking to people all week here. I know you have as well. What do you think the folks in this arena want to hear from Donald Trump tonight?
Well, I think they want to hear about the 4 years he was in office, be reminded of the things that he did and he accomplished for the country, and tell people how he's going to get them back there. Tell people how, when they're struggling to make ends meet right now, they're struggling to put gas in their cars, food on the table, they're worried about crime that's spiking in the country or an open southern border, how he will reverse those things, how he will make life better and easier for the American people. He wants to tell everyone here, of course, in this crowd that, but these people are already voting for him by and large. I think he really has to talk to the people at home and make a big connection with them.
What can you tell us about the speech in terms of that, right? Because we both know that this election will come down to a select number of people in the middle who could break one way or the other. What will the speech contain to talk to them directly?
Well, I think you may see a bit of a different version of Donald Trump tonight, perhaps a bit softer version than maybe some of the people at home have seen in the past. And maybe that allows them to open themselves up to actually what he's saying. And if you look back at the policies that Donald Trump had his first 4 years in the White House and the things that he will continue to talk about tonight that he wants to do in the future, they're policies that impact everyone's life positively. Putting more money in your pocket, making us strong on the world stage, and making sure that your life is better. Those are the things that people want to hear. They know they had a person who actually did it when Donald Trump was in office. As I said in my speech, look, you didn't have to love everything that he tweeted, but you cannot deny that your life was better with him in that White House, and he has to remind people of that.
Let's talk about policy for a moment, or at least the Republican platform, the official platform. I know from talking to people here the last few days that the large majority of them, if not all of them, believe that the current administration has used the Justice Department illegally to persecute and prosecute Donald Trump. And there's a line in the platform here about holding accountable those who have misused the power of the government to unjustly prosecute their political opponents. Are you talking about Joe Biden there? Are you talking about Merrick Garland? What is it?
Well, I don't think there's a specific individual, but I think that we as Americans need to trust our institutions. And it is problematic, Tony, when you have half the country, it would seem that truly feels like Donald Trump has been gone after because of his political views and for no other reason. Were the name anything other than Donald Trump, you wouldn't have seen him in a courtroom in downtown Manhattan. That is a problem for the United States of America. We need to be one united people, and we need to only be going after actual criminals. And it feels very problematic right now to a lot of people. So I think we need to reestablish a lot of trust in our institutions.
That's a great segue into my final question here, which is about elections. Election integrity has been a theme here. I know that you, Donald Trump, the Republicans will accept the election results if they're seen as free and fair. But it raises the question of who gets to make that determination, because we saw in 2020 there were Republicans, including Bill Barr, who said it was a fair election, it had integrity. and yet people disagreed, and do to this day, including Donald Trump. So who gets to make the call? Is it only Donald Trump?
No, well, I think that, look, what we're trying to do from the Republican Party is make sure that people trust our electoral process. It's foundational to who we are as a country, that we as Americans trust that as well. And so what we've done at the RNC is we have put together the most robust and aggressive election integrity operation. We want people to become part of the process. Once you see how the sausage is made, maybe it demystifies it a little bit for you. We want everybody to have eyes on what is going on when votes are being cast and votes are being counted, so that the American people don't have questions like we did coming out of 2020. We want to reestablish that trust over this election season and this election here in 2024. And we hope that going forward, people trust it, and they trust that when they go vote, no matter if they're voting Republican, Democrat, or Independent, they can trust that their vote counts.
Lara, we have about 10 seconds left, but people hearing you right now see you're a poised and capable political speaker. Yes or no, if you could, are you going to run for office?
I am focused on this election right now to get my father-in-law reelected. And then you never know. You never say never with Trump.
Okay. All right. Lara Trump, thank you very much. Appreciate it.